Welcome to our training on how to configure PHP to work with the Infobright database. During this session, we will demo one of the virtual machines available for download on our Infobright.org website. In addition, we will walk through all required settings for Infobright and PHP. Firstly, I assume your operating system in Infobright is up and running. If you'd like a sandbox, you may download our virtual machines with our Infobright Community Edition already loaded. For my example, I will use Linux and apt-get to ensure all of my required PHP software is installed properly. Assuming you've already downloaded a virtual machine with ICE already installed, we are now ready to begin our demonstration. First, we need to play the virtual machine. Simply click on Play Virtual Machine. The VMware player will take roughly 1 to 2 minutes in order to install, power on, and turn on all appliances. Now that the virtual machine is locked and ready, you can open the browser to identify what IP the virtual machine currently resides. By clicking on Open Browser, it will show you the IP in the URL section. With our browser expanded, we're now able to click the Open Browser button. When we do so, the URL up top indicates the IP address of the virtual machine. You will use this IP address in order to SSH in for the remainder of the demonstration. We are now completely focused on the command line interface. We have logged into the virtual machine with the username ICE and Infobright as the password. First, change to root. You can do so by typing sudo su. It will prompt you for a password. The password is also Infobright, all lowercase. First, we need to update all of our packages within the virtual machine. To do so, type apt-get, then update. Within a matter of seconds, you're now ready to install PHP 5. To install PHP 5, type apt-get install PHP 5. Yes, you want to continue. It will download PHP 5 and install it ready for use. With PHP 5 now installed, we can now install the MySQL client. To install the MySQL client, type apt-get install PHP 5-MySQL. As we mentioned, MySQL is the basis for Infobright. So in order to access Infobright, you can use the current MySQL access that you normally would. With MySQL client now installed, we can now modify the Apache configuration so that the PHP files are associated with the PHP application. To do so, you edit the apache2.conf file located in etc apache2 and apache2.conf. At the end of the document, which is line 298, add the following lines. The lines you will add will clearly indicate what PHP and PHPS files will be associated with. We use the command add type. So here I am pasting in the two add type commands. One is for XHTTPD PHP and the other one is PHP source. Once those add types have been added to the configuration file, you can save and quit. Now you're ready to modify the PHP Ini file so that it's pointing to the local database instance of Infobright. To do so, you're going to edit PHP Ini located under etc PHP 5 apache2 php.ini. In this file, you're going to be looking for the word MySQL. Under MySQL, there's only one value that you'll need to change. Scroll down to port number. Port number is currently empty. If you change this value to 5029, by default, your database will be selected to Infobright's. There are other options you can change as well. For instance, you can change the default host to be localhost. I will do so in this particular instance, but it is not necessary. And you can also change the default username. The default user for Infobright is root. Simply save and exit. You're now ready to restart the Apache server. when you restart the Apache server, you will need a few Apache variables. So beforehand, I would source in those Apache variables just to make it a little easier on you. To do so, type /etc apache2 invars. Now you're ready to restart the Apache server. To do so, type apache2 -k restart. PHP is now installed and running on your server. You are now able to code and edit PHP files like you would with MySQL to access the Infobright database. Now you're able to create your own PHP scripts that pulls from the database. In my particular example, I've created a very simple script under var www, which is the root directory, under the PHP directory. In this directory, I've created several files, of course the simplest being phpinfo.php, but also a connection called dbconnection.php. Going back to my browser, if I type in php/dbconnection.php, I am now able to see the results of my query.